Combat veterans. When did you realize the enemy had no idea what they were doing? We were on patrol in Helmand province when our interpreter started laughing uncontrollably. Through his scope, he was watching 3 Taliban fighters trying to set up a mortar position on the next ridge, over about 400 meters from our overwatch position. The problem was, they had the tube facing completely backwards toward their own territory. They spent 20 minutes arguing and repositioning it while we watched through binoculars. Every time they thought they had it right, one guy would walk around to the front and start gesturing wildly like he was directing traffic at a busy intersection. Our squad had been out there since 0300 hunting for these guys after intelligence reports said they were planning to hit the forward operating base with coordinated mortar fire. Instead, we got front row seats to what looked like a Three Stooges episode with real weapons and the potential for actual casualties. Then they loaded what we assumed was a mortar round. The guy who seemed to be in charge was reading from a piece of paper like it was an IKEA instruction manual for assembling furniture. He kept looking back and forth between the paper and the mortar tube, getting more frustrated by the minute. His 2 buddies were standing around smoking cigarettes and chatting like this was totally normal, and they had all the time in the world. Our lieutenant was trying not to laugh as he called it in to higher command. "These guys are about to blow themselves up," he whispered into his radio headset. Command responded asking if we needed immediate backup or air support, and he just said negative. "We are observing a training accident in progress. Stand by for entertainment." The leader guy kept pointing at different parts of the mortar and shaking his head like nothing was matching up with his instructions. At one point, he threw the instruction paper on the ground and started kicking dirt while yelling at his 2 friends. His buddies tried to calm him down, but he was having a full meltdown over this mortar tube that clearly came without proper documentation. They tried repositioning the whole setup 3 more times. Each attempt involved more arguing and hand gestures. One guy kept climbing up on rocks to get a better view of what they were aiming at, while the other 2 rotated the tube in random directions. It was like watching someone try to assemble a barbecue grill without reading any instructions. Sure enough, when they finally fired the round, it went maybe 50 feet before hitting the ground behind them and exploding. All 3 dove for cover behind some rocks, thinking they were under attack from us. One guy started firing his AK randomly into the air while screaming. Another guy was crawling on his belly trying to get away from his own mortar position like it was going to chase him. The best part was when they tried to pack up and leave. They couldn't figure out how to disconnect the mortar tube from its base plate. 2 guys were pulling on it while the third was hitting it with a rock like he was trying to fix a broken car engine. One guy even tried using his rifle as a crowbar to pry it apart, which just made everything worse. We ended up calling in their position, but told command there was no immediate threat unless you count them being a danger to themselves and maybe some local wildlife. When the quick reaction force arrived 30 minutes later, they found the 3 guys still trying to disassemble their mortar. They had managed to get it stuck even worse somehow, and were now just sitting next to it looking defeated. The instruction manual turned out to be pages torn from a Chinese fireworks catalog with pictures of bottle rockets and sparklers. These guys thought they could learn military mortar tactics from New Year's party decorations. Command kept those pages as evidence, but mostly because everyone wanted to see what they were working with during briefings. The funniest part is we found out later, these same 3 guys had been reported as elite fighters by local informants who were probably getting paid for any intelligence regardless of accuracy. Elite at what exactly we never figured out, but it definitely was not weapons handling or basic military tactics.